Go over this, and it's the start of Honister.
Honister Pass from the Buttermere side is absolutely stunning, arguably the most beautiful pass in the Lake District. The stats of this climb: it's 2.3 miles long, it has an average of 7% and a max 25%, even though my Wahoo did clock up at 31%. Simon Warren has given it a rating of 9 out of 10. But when you see the early slopes of this climb, you'll think that 9 out of 10 rating is crazy. But this climb is in 3 sections. The first section, nice and easy, gentle, enjoy the views. Then the middle section, you start ramping it up. It's a bit more of a warm up now, ready for the third and final savage section where it's all hands on deck. Just get as much power down the pedals and try and survive.
There's a sign for it, Honister Pass. Wish me luck. State of my legs, I think I'm gonna bloody need it. So I'm currently battling into a headwind as well. I'm just hoping as we go through the pass, the wind's blocked by the hills, mountains, what you want to call them, are not funneled. If it's funneled, especially at the top, I think we may be screwed.
At this point the headwind wasn't too crazy. I think it was around 10-15 miles per hour, so it wasn't pleasant but manageable. But like I said, if it funnels later on, we're in trouble. But that is a problem for further down the road. At the moment the gradient's not too steep, and it's your chance to just look around and just enjoy how stunningly beautiful Honister Pass is. Like, this is my favourite pass in the Lake District, just for the sheer beauty. And personally, I like climbs where you've got a variety of challenge, where you've got an easy section and you've got a hard section. If I was to build my perfect climb, Honister Pass is almost perfect, as in the beginning you get to enjoy the stunning view. It's nice and gentle, so you can have a proper look around. The legs are still going, so you're warming up ready for the hard section later on. You can even see further down the road at the hard section and how beautiful it is. But then you've had your look around, you've had your time for your eyes to enjoy it. It's time to now get to work, push the pedals hard and get on with it. And that's what Honister Pass is, the perfect design of a climb. If you was to design your perfect climb, how would you design it? Let us know in the comments. The easy section of this climb is the longest section of this climb, at just over 1.5 miles long, and it averages 4.5%. Up until the first mini bridge. As soon as you pass over that bridge, it's going to start ramping up quite considerably.
Don't think I'm getting my wish. Seems like the wind's getting stronger here, so I think the valley is funneling the wind. Just what you want, make it harder. Who said we like things easy though?
The road surface on this early section isn't too bad, but you'll find out later on as we go further into the climb to the steeper sections, the road surface gets a bit iffy, a bit sketchy. But you'll see that later on. If you look at the map on the left hand side, you'll see where the road starts to bend right. That is where you go to the first bridge, and the end of the very easy section will be over. And you also get your first sight at the extremely steep, difficult finish in the distance. And the first time I saw it, especially with the wind getting stronger and trying to push me back down the pass, my stomach just dropped out. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to have to battle into this wind up that slope. This is going to be hard work. Here we are going over the first of the 2 small bridges. Between the 2 bridges, it averages 6% for just over half a mile.
You can see where it ramps up at the top there. I'm hoping that's the steepest bit there and don't get steeper.
The camera here isn't giving full justice to what I could see on the bike, but the picture in the 100 Climbs app shows it perfectly. Look at that in the distance. That is evil. Honister Pass was used during the 2013 Tour of Britain on stage 2. The pros did not have the sunny weather like I did and had to deal with torrential rain. It is now less than a month away from this year's Tour of Britain. The pros will be glad to hear that they won't have to slog their way up 25% Honister Pass this year. The tour starts on Tuesday the 2nd of September and finishes on Sunday the 7th of September, and for the first time ever there will be a sportive where you get to ride the route which the pros will ride on stage 6, the final stage of the race. I'll be taking part in that sportive in South Wales on Saturday the 6th of September. Sadly, it is now fully booked, but if you would like to see the event, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on that vlog of the event. Back to my effort up Honister Pass. So we're still in between the two bridges, the middle section where it's getting a little bit tougher, but it's still not crazy tough yet. But you've got the evil section in the distance staring down at me, and all I can think in my head at the moment is don't push too hard on the pedals, try and reserve as much energy as possible so I've got half a chance of battling into this headwind up that steep 25% section.
Can't work out if I like the fact I can see the end or not.
Do you prefer to know what's coming up in the climb, or do you rather just get to the climb and just whatever happens happens and just don't overthink it? Let us know in the comments. Personally, I prefer to know what's coming up so I can think about my pacing before I get to the climb, which gives me a better chance of getting up the climb. We're now at the second bridge and the start of the hard finish, which is half a mile, which averages 16%, and max is somewhere between 25 and 31%. This is going to be brutal, especially as that wind is just keep kicking up and getting stronger and stronger the further and higher up I go into this valley. Here's the first time in the climb where we go over 15%. It even clocks 20% here. Also, look at the road surface. You'll notice it's a bit bumpy, and the further up you go and when it gets steeper, it's going to get even bumpier, which makes traction on this road really difficult. Just look at that surface on the right. That's why on the Fred Whitton, when you actually go down this side of Honister Pass, people are scared about the descent because you just bump everywhere.
Ah! Keep pushing!
I had my first real strong moments of doubt here. If you look at the power data and the heart rate, I'm already at 181 beats per minute, pushing nearly 400 watts, and we're not even at the steepest bit and the wind's only getting stronger. I find when I have those moments of doubt, when it's in your head, if I talk out loud, that voice in my head, which is the doubt, it sounds stupid, but it almost like it struggles to argue back. Whereas if you speak out loud, it can't argue back. So whenever I'm in those moments, people going past must think I'm mental, but I always say it out loud. Just as we look on the right hand side, we just passed a 20% road sign. Further up we'll go past a 25% sign. I think there's two of them. That car which has just passed, it wasn't that close. The camera may look like it's really close, but it's a close pass with cars if it's two cars going past each other. But with a bike and a car, there's enough room on Honister Pass that you don't feel too in the way, unless you're really struggling and you're having to weave left and right. Then it may be a bit more of an issue. Here we go past the first of the two 25% road signs, and if you look ahead where it bends right, the road is about to go up in difficulty. It's ramping up and it's not going to be nice. and more doubt is coming into my head as this wind just keeps picking up and trying to push me backwards. Just listen to my breathing here.
Ah! Come on, you got this. Just keep going.
Also, check out my heart rate on the left hand side. It's in the mid 180s now and is only going upwards. I am struggling.
Come on, you need that. Keep going.
In a moment it becomes a bit too much for me and the wind also finishes me off. So my wheel starts to go to the left just as I'm weaving a little bit, and then there was a strong gust of wind. Watch here, if it just goes here, just as it bent left, then the wind then pushed me back, and then I felt like I was going to go back into the side of the road, and I had to stop, otherwise I was going to crash. Got going within, I think it was 12 seconds, so it wasn't that long of a rest at all. I was really gutted that I had to stop. So at some point I'm going to have to go back to Honister Pass, but with how stunning this climb is, I'm more than happy to go back. And plus I'm now a year and a half on, stronger cyclist, so I feel like I will be able to get up it this time. But it's gutted I wasn't able to do it this time. This footage is actually from 2024 in March, so it's not recent, hence why I'm wearing winter stuff. It's not, despite the sun, it's not 25 degrees like it has been recently. For a very short period, the gradient drops back below 15%, and even for a shorter period than that, even into single digits, just as we approach the second 25% road sign. But it is facing the other way, so it will be behind your shoulder. You can just see it here on the right hand side as the camera's just going to turn around. There you go, there you can see it. As the road bends slightly left here, you're going into the final steepest section of this climb, and you can see the end because you can see the gates of Mordor to the slate mine at the top. I am completely broken at this point and just can't wait for the climb to be over with. Just want to get to the top and collapse and just wait for my lungs to return back to me. Finally at the steepest part here, just keep an eye on that left hand side where the gradient is. We're at 25% here, and it's just going to keep going and going and going. 31% it clocked there, and I am struggling. I've kept saying it, but I'm just really struggling. Heart rate's 186 beats per minute. But we are nearly here. We are in the last few meters. Look at my face. I'm absolutely ruined. But I'm still waiting for the Wahoo to go bing and let me know that I've finished the Strava segment. Like I said, on the left hand side of the screen, you've got the Honister Pass, which you can stop off for some food if you want before descending. Look at that sign there. How that hasn't fallen over. They must have some seriously strong weights on there because the wind is blowing it like a right trooper.
Oh my god.
If you've enjoyed watching me suffer up Honister Pass, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Now it's time to rate Honister Pass and see where it places on the climbed and rated league table. Do we finally have a climb which can overtake top of the table Fleet Moss from the Yorkshire Dales? Difficulty. I'm going to try and consider this climb as if it didn't have a massive headwind and it was just normal weather. The beginning was easy, but the final section on its own is extremely tough and pushes this score sky high. 4 out of 5. Scenery. The most beautiful pass in one of the most stunning areas in the UK. 5 out of 5. Ride environment. The road surface early on is passable, but at the top is horrendous. The road is wide enough for a bike and a car to pass easily enough, and the line of sight in the distance is good, so there are no surprises around any of the corners. 2.5 out of 5. Satisfaction. Honister Pass has everything you could wish for an iconic climb, creating awesome memories on two wheels to share at the calf on the club ride. 4.5 out of 5. That gives Honister Pass a score of 16 out of 20 and moves into 5th place on the climbed and rated league table. Fleet Moss remains top. Comment below what climb you think could dethrone Fleet Moss from the top of the table. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode of Climbed and Rated, which will be the 11 out of 10 rated Abden berth in the Shropshire Hills, which averages 20% for the first half a mile. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, up another climb on 2 wheels.